I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood. But then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon. It can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing. All our minds and put the work in, we got some work, man. I started to go. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop off fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of love, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I started to go. what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through.
What is going on, fam? Welcome back to another episode. My name is TradeFly, bringing you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use. And Bitcoin sitting up over $81,000. It is looking green out there. We're going to get over to the charts. I got some key levels we're going to look at. We're at one, so let's talk about it. We will get there, but first things first, I got to say what's up to the homies in the chat. We got my man, Hey Diggity, no doubt. Good to see you in the chat, man. Hope all is well with you. We got Curbstar. What up to you, bro? My man. How you doing? Hope all is well with you. Let's go ahead and get over to the crypto bubbles. We got to look at that because it is a sea of green out there. We got Ton up 26%. Meme, is it Meme Core? Is it meme? What is it? Meme something. It's meme something. Meme Core. That's what it is. Meme Core. That is up 17.8%. Pingu up 14.3. Morpho up 11.6. ENA 7.9, Sky AI 7.3, and VVV 7.3%. That is Venice token. All right, so those are your big movers. Virtual's up 7.6 as well. Those are your big movers. All right, this is the top 100, just so you guys know. It doesn't have everything, but it does have, I would say, the vast majority of the ones you guys are probably looking at. All right, so we do have some big movers, and Luna Classic up there, 16 point. I don't know why that's moving. There's probably something going on in the background. I don't know if they're trying to bring that thing back from the dead or what, but stay far, far away from it, please, for the love of all things that are holy. Do not mess with Luna, all right? They've screwed you once. Shame on you if they get you twice, though, bro. All right, so big movers out there. Like I said, we've talked about this. We've talked about this quite a bit, and what we talked about was that when Bitcoin makes a move, the altcoins are usually behind, okay? Now, if Bitcoin falls, sometimes the move with the altcoins kind of tend to be exponential, but then they're a little bit hesitant. They're a little hesitant. It's almost like you see a little rotation into the alts after the move, but what we needed to wait for is Bitcoin to make that move and then to start to range or consolidate, which might be, friends, what we start to do. We're going to look at the charts. I think the probability is high that you do start to see a new range kind of develop where we're at right now. Over to the total market cap, that is sitting at 2.68 trillion. That is up 0.84%. Fear Green Index is neutral at 49. Not sure I really agree with that. We have been bullish for the past month, okay? Like, let's be real about it. It has been higher highs, higher lows, almost nonstop for the last month. Altcoin season at 37. Don't pay any attention to that. I don't even know why I read it anymore. It's something fun to read, I guess. All right, Bitcoin sitting at 81,477. That's up 1.51%. Ethereum is at 2371. That is up 0.26%. Not a great move there. Bitcoin dominance still sitting at 60.7%. That doesn't really do much. That's probably why you're seeing more of that altcoin whack-a-mole there. Certain ones are popping. Like I said, man, that's just something that happens. Let's go over to a nice little win that we had yesterday evening. Oh, look at that. New little update there. Almost looks like Shredder. I mean, I guess I'm shredding the market, bro. $930 for your boy last night. Did that in about 15 minutes. That's just, we got up to that key level we talked about with the liquidity. We took that liquidity off the table. I posted it. I talked about it. I put it in the Discords. And I jumped on it really quick. Now, in, out, wham, bam, thank you, man, because I am fighting the trend. So get out quick. Because when you're fighting the trend, because I took a short on this one, you don't want to stay in long because the odds are it could go back up. And sure enough, you guys, I won't say you guys, retail is a glutton for punishments. We're going to look at the liquidation heat map real quick so I can talk about why that is. Okay, understanding that the liquidity was sitting at about 80K, 81K. I think it was 81K yesterday, right? We talked about 81K being kind of like a big line, and that's this wick right here. This wick right here. Now, understanding the heat map will change and the hot spots will be more prominent as the time goes on and it moves to the right. But understanding that yesterday, 81K was a hot spot on the map. Look at this wick. Wick took that and I was like, whoop, it's time. It's go time. I took a little short off of that wick, right? We saw that selling pressure come in, scalp time, and out, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. But then ultimately, what happened? Retail is a glutton for punishment. They are a glutton for punishment. What did they do? They came in hard on the shorts. So yeah, I jumped in. I was kind of part of that party for a minute, but I was like, I ain't playing. I'm not going to fight the trend. And sure enough, people came hard in the paint. Big shorts. All right. So big shorts came in and they got their ass handed to them because now their stop losses, their liquidation levels, we talk about this all the time. They join the party. And when they join the party, they get beat up. We want that off the table before we play the game. So we initially had that, but now it happened again last night, and sure enough, it went up. It took the liquidity off the table. Now that opens us up because what's happening now? Those people have gotten beaten into submission. All right. So I mean, yes, it can continue to go up, but where's most of the liquidity? That's actually down around 77 to 78,000. We're going to take note of that. All right. That's an important thing to take note of, and we're going to transition over to. Oh my gosh, I didn't even put it out there. Man. I gotta get the votes in. Let's start a poll real quick. Daily Degen, that's the name of the damn show, and I didn't even put the vote out there. Moon or Doom. I'll let you guys vote a little bit. Give you guys a few minutes here. If you guys are watching the way this works, Daily Degen, I give you guys the opportunity to vote whether we go long or short. All right, and we don't really do any TA on it. It's just a little bit of user engagement. Take $5, throw it in there, have a little fun with it, let it ride for the show. All right, so let's go over to the charts. We'll come back to the Daily Degen, but we're gonna go ahead and look at this area right here. Now, I updated the liquidation area, okay, or the hot spot, right? 81.7. That shifted up from about 81K. Yesterday, again, a lot of people just jumped in with those shorts. Very understandable because you did have you had the top of this range and there was liquidity sitting above the top of that range. Very, very obvious, right? Right? You have that. So that was sitting there for a long time. And then 1, 2, that probably made people feel comfortable. You probably hear people say, oh, double top, right? Like they talk about these technical terms that they think that they know. However, all you're really doing is putting liquidity right above those rejections. So double top does not necessarily mean that we have to go down. What it does mean is that there's more liquidity now above that area, all right, where people have stop losses and leverage positions that are going to get liquidated, which increases the incentive to go up and take that liquidity off the table. And then people got really aggressive. And I think it has a lot to do with this area right here. All right, just looking at it, zooming out a little bit, looking at the chart, boom, and boom, okay? That was your last real level of support that you had that impulse move through. When you have that impulse move through a prominent area of support, that's a key level in my mind. That's where we're at right now. So I feel like I say it like every other day, like we're at a key level, we're getting close to a key level. But, again, here we are. All right, now for me, if you're looking to scalp, if you're looking to intraday, going to be different than something I'm talking about right now, just so you fully understand. Right now, I'm talking about a little bit bigger picture. I am looking at this zone as an area of resistance, okay? In my mind, right now, it's an area of resistance. You did come up and tap that 81,706, and that 81,700, we'll just call it 81,700, that is where the hotspot was, and now you've kind of pushed into that. So one of the things we can do to be like, all right, cool. Was there any passive orders sitting on the books? Like, what's the liquidity look like there? Yes, there was passive orders sitting on the book. Okay, there was. Here, here, here. You can see these volume bubbles. Okay, these are negative. All right, so that's basically arguing that, hey, the delta, is for selling more so than buying, right? So, all right, looking at that, all right, cool. We have some passive orders. Cool. We're getting into an area that It looks like most of the liquidity's been taken off the table. And so for me, that's where I'm going to start really taking a look at open interest and CVD. Now, this is the hourly, okay? If you go to the lower time frames, you might see something a little different. But right now, this is very clearly on the hourly. CVD still actually working slightly to the upside. Open interest does look like it might be pulling back. Almost looks like it's flagging a little bit on the hourly if you zoom in just a little bit there. What that could mean is that, hey, positions are being closed. That would make sense if positions are being closed, obviously getting liquidated, or knowing the trend and understanding that people might be closing their positions and taking profit, okay? So just understanding the nuances there. If you start to see CVD work its way down and you start to see open interest now begin to work its way up, understanding that there is not a direct correlation between open interest and price action. If open interest starts to work up, CVD starts working down. That means positions are being open and that shorts are more aggressive. And we've hit a level, a key level where there was both passive orders and liquidations that occurred. That for me would, I would say that the bias or the probability would be that we'd have a little bit of a pullback, right? So we'll be looking for that. But the thing is, where can you get in? And we talked about this yesterday. So one thing that you will hear me kind of talk about, like if you watched the show yesterday, you're going to hear the same spot again because we're patient. And, you know, my thing is I work a 9 to 5 and I got things to do in life. Okay. So I'm not always scalping. I'm not always intraday. Sometimes I'm looking for these bigger moves, but I'm going to repeat myself and I'm going to tell you 77 to 78K is an area I'm going to look for a multitude of reasons. All right, so let's rehash what we talked about a little bit yesterday. Weekly pivot, high volume area node, 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. Moving average is very aggressive right now on the 4 hour. Let's see what it looks like on the daily, see where that's at. Okay, that's a little bit lower, aggressively moving its way up though. But yeah, so that may not be as big a factor. That might actually give you a little bounce there at about the 0.382, where this volume really starts. So you may see a little bounce first. But the problem is right now is you have that liquidity below you. So what you're starting to think about is like, I need to get that liquidity off the table. So if you get a wick down to take that liquidity at about 78K right now, then you see that you reestablish yourself above the 0.382 and above this volume. That could be go time. That could be go time, all right? So the bias right now is clearly for longs based on the trend. We're not, you know, this is more, well, I would hesitate to say swing. I guess I will say more intraday. It might take you a couple days. But I would say my bias would be more towards something like this. I don't know that it'll, you know, eventually it may go up, but we're going to be conservative, right? We're only going to look for probably a couple % move off of this bounce and a couple things you need to look for here. All right, I'll keep it quick. One, you're going to probably see a wick. All right, wick, good. Impulse move, big body candle through the zone, bad. Okay, so if you get a big body candle, invalidate it, no gozies. All right, don't take that. But if you get that wick and then you come over to, you know, whatever order book or order flow you want to use and you're seeing that CVD go up, you're seeing that open interest go up, that's your trigger. All right, time to pull that trigger. You know what I need to do? I think I need an audio clip. Something to go with the trigger, man. Something to go with the trigger. I'll look at that. I will figure that out. But that's gonna be your trigger in terms of taking it. Now, let's come down and like let's look. Let's look. Whoa, look at this. Imagine that. Liquidation heat map, pretty hot. Pretty hot around there, okay? So we do have that marked on the charts. In terms of passive orders, let's see what we got going on here. Not a whole lot. Keep it realsies there. Not a whole lot. You do see it just a little bit, and that could build up. As price action works its way down, I've seen this a lot where they're very faint, they're very light, but as those continue and stay on, especially if you see those ones that are kind of laddered, are usually a good sign. And then if it heats up, gets a little bit hotter in terms of more limit orders come in and kind of passive orders sit on the books, that will be a good sign in terms of seeing a bounce out of that area. But again, where is that? Right between 78 to 78K. It might be hard for you guys to see, but trust me, they are there. One of them is very faint. The other one is there, but it's not huge orders right now. Okay, so nothing that's going to get you too stirred up. Let's look at the daily Degen. You guys are 50-50 right now. 8 votes. We need more. We need a tiebreaker. All right, help me out. Somebody vote right now so we can put something in here. Let's see here. DDT said a few minutes behind. What up, dude? Good to see you, brother. Thank you for being here. And then we got Stefan in the house. How you doing? Much love to you. Thank you for being here as well. We got Scar Jeskel, GM, K Diggity, no doubt. He said, always moon. Always moon. I know I heard people saying wind moon today. I was like, uh-oh. Man, people talking about wind moon. You know what that means. Might be time to short. But yeah, another thing too, you can come over to your DOM, look at that. You do see some prominent orders there at 82K as well as 81.6, right? Look at the difference right now. All right, see 1.35, 1.3. There's nothing really close to that underneath. All right, it's higher on the top side right now. Just something to take note of. Not saying it's like an end all be all. It's something you really need to take action on, but it is something of note, right? To see that you have, I would say, more sell side pressure than you do buy side. Just something to note. That is all. All right, let's go back here. Let's go over to 2-bit. Nope. All right, there we go. All right, we got it in. You guys are doomed. You guys are doomed. All right, here we go. You know what we got to do? We got 5 on it. All right, so that's it. We're going. It's go time. No TA. It's all on you. The chat made me do it. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it. So if we lose, I blame you. All right, we're going to keep it tight, though. Because, I mean, I know I don't do a lot of TA on it, but honestly, like, real talk, if I was looking to scalp, like, it would be, like, really, like, be wrong quick, okay? So if you're breaking through this, then that game is over, I think. Let's go ahead. All right, you see both support and resistance right here on that level, and that looks like it's probably about a 2-to-1, pretty close to it. Yeah, pretty close to it. Pushing up a little bit right now. But yeah, I mean, this could get stopped out quick. Maybe not, we'll see. But that's kind of how I would attack it if I was like looking at a scalp very, very quickly. But again, not really doing much TA on it. All right, so let's go back to the charts, shall we? Let's see here. Let me close this. There we go. All right, cool. So that's an area I'm looking at. Let's go ahead and look at USDT dominance. See if we have any confluence between the charts. Yep, continuing to work its way down. Not surprising. Not surprising. Now, you are at your first pit stop, though. We talked about this yesterday. Right here, knowing that we had support. The problem, there's not a lot of volume. But actually, you know what I'm going to do? 1 second here. 1 second. I'm going to put a fixed range volume profile on this. That's a trend vid. That's fit. There it is. There it is. Gosh, you would think I would be quicker on that, huh? Let's see, from here to about here. Why am I doing that? I just want to see where it is relative to these bounces. Pretty close to the POC. It just happens a lot that you'll see when you get these moves down that you get a bounce around the POC of a previous range. I see it a lot, and that's why I just wanted to take a look at it and see where we're at relative to that POC. Pretty damn close. Pretty damn close. So it's just something to take note of. But you will see a lot of times, like right here, you bounce pretty much right from this POC over here. Weird, but it happens quite a bit, right? I think they call that a naked point of control. All right, so let's go back. Start looking at it. I mean, the trend right now, very, very aggressive to the downside. Continuing down. But I think there might be an opportunity here to just see a little bit of a bounce, maybe come back up, retest this high volume area node. So from here to about 7.1 to up to about 7.3 would make sense for me. So just a little move up and then that continuation, right? That's in play right now. So what would that mean if you're looking at something for Bitcoin, right? Like if you get a bounce out of here and a rejection for the for Bitcoin from about this level, about where we're at, what that's going to open up is that move, right? The inverse relationship. The inverse relationship. So then it's a matter of saying, hey, when would I get out of that trade? So let's say you were exploring a short right now. Let's say you were, all right? What's likely to happen is that you're likely to find yourself in a range where like you could see a bounce for Bitcoin at about the same time USDT dominance is finding its spot at a prominent area for resistance. So again, remembering the inverse relationship. Now, if Bitcoin goes down from here, okay, USDT dominance is going to go up. So if we go down, I would really, really like this area even more. All right, so if we came down to this area, and it's a matter of a little bit of like, maybe we bounce from the 382 and the top of this high volume area, maybe this liquidity, maybe we just get a wick down, just a quick wick down to take what liquidity's down there at about 78K, and then you reestablish above the 0.382. And this can help you with that a little bit, right? Because you're pushing up, you're coming to a prominent area of resistance for for dominance, right? So that could kind of cue you in, because you're finding confluence between the charts, that hey, this is the area that I might be looking for that bounce. This just gives you a little bit, more to work with, we'll say. I do like seeing confluence between the charts. Let's look at the total market cap, because I do like looking at that as well. Are we at a prominent area of resistance? We are a little bit in no man's land. I like it. So you're pretty close to this area of resistance right now, just based on this previous little pit stop there before you ultimately fell down. That's not bad, right? You're getting over the volume. Look, 1, 2, 3 rejections from this level here. I think that was kind of your prominent area. One push up, if it was gonna be, this push up, this is probably where I would be like, hey, like, take the liquidity off the table, rejection, and then see that move back down to the weekly pivot. You're kind of pushing up. So, I don't know if it's a matter of, hey, there's like money flowing in to alts and some of the meme coins right now that is continuing to see the total market cap actually be a bit more aggressive. But I would say, yeah, that's kind of tough to pull from. Honestly, I'm probably not going to use total market cap as part of the analysis for the time being, but a pullback to the weekly pivot and to this high volume area node would align quite nicely with Bitcoin. And again, that's where you start thinking about confluence between the charts. So you would have some confluence. Like if we were to pull back to this high volume area for total market cap, we get to a high volume area for USDT dominance, and we get to a high volume area for Bitcoin. I like it. All right, one, we know the trend is clearly pushing it's more aggressive. It's favoring longs right now, and then you get that confluence between those three charts. That I would think is a pretty decent setup. And as we talked about, open interest CBD, that's kind of your final check to say, you know what, I think it's go time. All right, let's go over to the chat. We got my man Real Wave Cypher in the house. What up to you, bro? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. And of course, the best mod in all of the space, Alexandra G. What up, lady? All right, Wave Cypher, he does TA as well, man. He's over in Alex O's Discord. He's got his own channel. Go check him out. Support the homies. We're all about it around here. Okay. Let's look at Ethereum real quick. We talked a little bit about that yesterday. Again, we have broken out the range very, very clearly, but you are finding some resistance here at the quarterly pivot at about 2,400. I think we talked a little bit about this range up here. I think this is going to be tradable, between 24 to 2,800. Right now, I'm probably not inclined to take a long. I know everything looks pretty bullish, but you are actually starting to see a little bit of weakness here with that area of resistance at about 24. I would wait until you pop into that zone, right? You get a little breakout retest, then you'll be looking for that continuation up. I think it's very likely to see a move up to 2,800 if you get over the current range. But this kind of leads me into saying, maybe it's time to consolidate a little bit for Bitcoin as well, right? Ethereum consolidating, ranging. Does Bitcoin, start to range in this area too? I think that's on the table, and that's also why I would lean towards taking, a smaller play. Like I said, about 2% or so makes a lot of sense off of this level, and then just take your single and then kind of wait to see how this plays out. Do we develop that range? I think is very, very important. But Ethereum, yeah, 24 to 2,800. Again, I don't think that's changed since yesterday. Let's see here. Do I have anything that I like below? It's a little too close. You might get a bounce out of here. Like if Ethereum holds up a little bit better than Bitcoin, which it could, now that Bitcoin has kind of made its move, this high volume area node with the weekly pivot is an area I would be looking at for a potential, small bounce. I think a play could be there for Ethereum, but again, the Bitcoin's the North Star. All right, I've given you all the ammo you need. I mean, still, you're looking at a potential, almost 3% move. I think Bitcoin, when I looked at it earlier, was actually like 2.6. So if you're using a little bit of leverage, 3x, 5x, I mean, you could do one or the other. That's really up to you. Dealer's choice. If you like trading Ethereum, by all means, go for it. But I do think that could be an opportunity there, probably around 2,300, looking for a little bit of a bounce. Let's see, Apple, I've heard good things about that today. Yep, still looking quite good. Understanding that this channel, just to revisit, if you guys are into any of the traditional stocks, this channel is long-standing. All right, very long-standing. It goes back to September of 2020, not September 20th, September of 2020. Okay, you'll hear me talk about this quite a bit. Just understanding that if you push up, the odds are that you're likely to see a little rejection. Where it comes back down to, can't really say on that one. We did come down after this previous rejection down to the 0.382. We all know, if you watch the show, 0.382 is a nice area to see bullish continuation. Sure enough, yearly pivot, 0.382, had a little bit of volume there, nice little bounce out of that area, and it held as support. That was kind of a layup. I'm gonna be honest with you. Not something that I did take because I'm already in Apple, significantly in Apple. But that play for me was back in 2009, bro. So like I'm sitting on like I don't know, probably like a 10x at this point. Let's see here. Let's go to coin. We talked a little bit about that. That's down 2.85%. That's interesting to see a little bit of a pullback on coin. I honestly am a little surprised by that, as bullish as Bitcoin has been. So there could be some other news going on with coin, but looking at that, you do see an ascending level of support here. You also have the golden pocket, but really you're fighting the high volume node with the moving average right now. That's where you're sitting on top of. That's really what you would like to see hold to be realsies, right? Like this is probably your most prominent area of volume right where you're at. And the moving average has definitely been a factor in terms of the move down. It has been respecting it, especially as resistance. You did try to get a little bounce there off of it, but yeah, I do think that does play a part right now. But ultimately, with this ascending level support, I'd be more inclined to say that, hey, you come down, you get a bounce out of this area, and ultimately, make its move through the zone if Bitcoin continues its move up. Now, all that to be said, if Bitcoin does not continue to move, I do think Coinbase is highly influenced by the price of Bitcoin. And so that just keep in the back of your minds. Let's go back to the chat, see what we got going on. We got my man Mark Dutch in the house. What up, bro? Good to see you. Enjoying the stream, my man. Still hitting my pasta here, my dude. See what we got going on. We got Ash in the house. What up? Outta gang. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Take a quick look at NVIDIA. Looking very bullish. Yeah, for NVIDIA, I would say just mark this area on your charts. Like, I can't even say that, hey, we have any probability of going here. We did come down to a nice little level, retesting the bottom of the zone, basically sweeping the lows. Sweep the low and go. You'll hear quite a bit. You have created an order block. Yeah, the yearly pivot, all kind of sitting around 160 to 165. But I do like this area. I will say that you'll see this happen a lot. And what that is just to come back and retest the high of the previous range. And a lot of times you will see a bounce off that area. What that looks like at this point in terms of upside potential, I just think that, something may have, like, I'm not saying been announced like here recently, but like if the price were to come down this quickly, something happened in the world or something happened with NVIDIA to bring the price down this aggressively. So if it's a world thing, if it's a news thing, if it's a macro thing, I would just say mark this area on your charts around 150 to 155. I would say that I think you have a high probability of seeing a bounce out of that area for NVIDIA. But right now, looking pretty bullish. I mean, look at this. You had a very well-defined, established range where you're just seeing rejection. What are you doing? You're testing it right now as support. And you have the monthly pivot. And you still have volume below. I mean, the high volume node is right there at the quarterly. That might be the play, to be real. I mean, I know, you know, I like this area down here. Like, I would say mark it on your charts, but I do think that there's an opportunity here. Let's actually put a fixed range volume profile on this. All right, we get in, kind of establish ourselves. Let's put it about right here for now. Okay, cool. So then you have the POC right there aligning with that high volume area node as well. So that, my friends, might be something to mark on your charts as well at about 182. Seeing it move down to about 182, I think you could get a little bounce maybe up to the weekly pivot. Let's measure that out, see if the juice is worth the squeeze. That's always important. Retest on the top of the range, 7.37%. I do believe it is. All right, 7.37%, nothing to sniff at. That's pretty good. So yeah, that's something for you to keep an eye on here if you do have any kind of pullback. Let's look at the Fibonacci retracement level as well, right? Can we get a little more juice out of this? Where does that? Oh, and it's the golden pocket. Yep, I would say mark that on the charts. All right, the more TA you do it on it, we're doing this live. All simple TA, nothing too crazy. I mean, golden pocket, high volume area node, POC of the range, quarterly pivot, all aligning. Really, you're about 180 to about 185. I think that's something to mark on the charts, to be realsies. I think I'm going to post that. I think I'm going to post that. Now, this is just very simple. Not even really taking into account any of the liquidity. It's just a nice line in the sand. Nice line in the sand. You guys know I like that. Let's go ahead and download that. Cool. I'll post that in the Discord. All right, what else can we find here? We'll look at Tesla. Nothing too crazy. On the day, it's down 0.24%. You're flirting with the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. You got all your pivots kind of lining up on each other right now. Trying to stay above the moving average on the daily. What's the 4-hour look like? Clears up things a little bit. Nah. There's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on for Tesla right now. You had a pretty sharp pullback here. And then a flip. Man, that's... I don't know. You got... I would say that's too much going on for me right now. Not something that I'm very interested in. Just too much overlap with different technicals. So, I mean, simple technicals, but still. Obviously, this was your more prominent area. Already got the bounce from that. So now it's a matter of looking at, hey, where's the resistance? I don't even know that I'm necessarily... I think I'm going to take that off. Doesn't do much for me. Worried about that. Let me turn off the pivots here. I still got to make a shortcut for that, so I can just quickly turn them all off and on. See if I can remember to do that today. I mean, this is what you want to see in terms of a little change, right? So you had that area of resistance, flipped it, impulse moved through, come down, retested support. So, you know, you are looking for a little bit of upside there after that retest there. But you ran right into the volume. I mean, you can see the sharp rejection right there from the volume. I don't even know that I really like coming down to this area for a second time and looking for a bounce. I think Tesla I'm going to stay away from for now. Let's look at something else. All right, Cardano. That's my man OC likes to call it. Look at this, very, very developed range. We're going to go ahead and put a fixed range on that one as well. Cool. Got a little overlap between the val low and val high there. You're staying above the POC. you are staying above the high volume area node. You're staying above the value area high. Really, I mean, you're getting up to where I see a prominent level of resistance. You're pushing up right now where you have this volume right here. Boop. And then, of course, you've already seen the line that I drew off the POC there. So I think that's kind of a nice line in the sand at about 26 cents for Cardano. All right, you're probably going to run into some resistance there. But hey, if you bump back up into this range up here, that is going to be a good sign, okay? Good sign for Cardano. I would feel a lot better about Cardano. Obviously, we came down here. We had, you know, this was a huge zone, a huge buy zone. Was down here at about 23 to 24 cents. But if you want to flip the narrative here, if you want to feel a little better about your situation, because as of right now, it's stair-stepping down, right? But if you break back in, you get a change of character and you show us that we're going to reestablish a previous range, that flips the narrative. And I think it's very, very possible that you push all the way back up to where this value area high is, around 27 to 28 cents. I think that's very much in play. And I think as I depict it right here, you get that bouncing around, kind of a little ranging action going on if you do break above about 26 cents for Cardano. For me, I wouldn't say take a long right now. I would actually wait for it to break into that zone. All right, get a little breakout, retest, and then look for that continuation. And I think that's going to be your area, just like Ethereum, you know, 24 to 28. I think for Cardano, somewhere between 26 to 28 is a nice little zone that you could have some opportunities to kind of play the range there. That's about a 7% move between the POC and the value area high there. So something to keep an eye on. I would say monitor that for Cardano. Cardano still scares me. I'm going to be honest with you. But, you know, always money to be made, right? Always money to be made. I would say, you know, just looking kind of at the price action and the way Cardano's gotten its ass beat recently, you know, maybe really key in on that short that's looking at, you know, at about the value area high, kind of where this order block is. I think there's more volume up here, so it may push through. I think the long, like if you're looking for breakout continuation, breakout retest continuation, about high is conservative area to get out, but up here where this order block is, where we know we have liquidity at, where we have a little bit of volume, might be an area that you look for the short, and that might be probably your more conservative play, to be honest with you. All right, coming back over to the chat. All right, everybody just telling, look at it. Look at all the love in the chat, man. You guys are just love bugs, man. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. All right. You guys are so nice. I have the nicest chat on earth. It's so funny, dude. I love it because you guys are like a little family. Like, I'm seeing so much negative sentiment right now, and people are like, all this negativity, like, you know, people just bashing analysts, and like, there is really not hardly any of that in my chat. Like, you guys are awesome. Like, I have quality people in the chat, and I actually appreciate that. You make my life better. I don't have to deal with the negativity. Let's see what else we can look at here. Ondo, I think Ondo had a big move. Yeah, that's a big move. All right, that's good to see though, because I do have money in Ondo. All right, let's look at this. Let's look at this on the daily. Man, so this is like, I'm struggling with this. My indicator on some of the assets, the colors don't flip. Look, VRVP doesn't work on this either. That's really strange. I have to figure out why that is. But you can see, you started getting that ascending level of support. You broke the moving average. Definitely had some volume behind that as well. And nice little move for Ondo. Good to see that, but look where you're at. See, we extend this out. Boop, was here. Bring it on out. What's that mean? You're probably gonna run into a little bit of resistance for Ondo. Man, this was devastating. Is that October 10th? Yeah. October 10th, man. Just bent everyone over. Really flushed out the market. Let's see. Like, I feel like it's been really negative ever since October 10th. No, do you not want to give me a fixed range volume profile? No? Okay, let me close some stuff here. Maybe that'll help. What are you doing, TradingView? Come on, play nice. Am I frozen? I see a bunch of hearts. That's good. TradingView is not playing nice. Look, I got 2 fixed range volume profiles that are not loading right now. I just wanted to see where the POC, the value area high is and all that stuff. But yeah, right now, Ondo looking good, but you are at an area of resistance. So I would say be cautious with any longs. If you were gonna do it, down here would be the place to do it once you broke the high of that range. So really, you'd probably be looking for a retest of that high of the range, which I would say somewhere around 29 cents would be a nice, and that would fill that gap too. So got a little fair value gap there just based on one candle, one daily candle. But high of the range, gap gets filled, usually a good sign. Let's do maybe we can get a fixed range or a fib retracement, maybe? You gonna allow that today, TradingView, or are you just gonna kind of do your own thing? All right, thank you. We got one thing out of you. Cool. And so that would be 0.382 as well. That would give you your bullish continuation. High of the range, fair value gap filled. You know, simple stuff, simple TA. I don't know what's going on with this fixed range. Screw you kindly, TradingView. But yeah, that might be a nice little spot to look for. Obviously, Ondo looking a little more bullish than the rest, but again, altcoin whack-a-mole. I'm telling you, that's what happens once Bitcoin moves up. Solana, we haven't talked about Solana, and we haven't played my sound bit in a minute. There it is. I missed that. It's been a while. Jeez, a flip, Dan. Talk about not leaving any room. Let's get rid of all that. Whew. Little buy zone. So your buy zone, look at that. So I tried to bounce, impulse move through. What does it do? Turns into resistance. Simple shit there. All right. So let's clear all this up. I got a lot of nonsense. Obviously been a minute since I've done any TA. Oh, I did remember that. We did a call on Solana. It was a nice little call. Now I remember. But that's done. So can't be reliving our glory days here, fam. Gotta move on. All right. Well, at least this range decided to update. That is good. Okay, so Solana. That's tough. That is tough. Yeah, not taking a long on Solana. Not right now. But could be close. Problem is, you're gonna run right in. Like, as soon as you break the moving average, the value area high, you're gonna run right into resistance. You may look for maybe the retest. What do I mean by that? Is that, let's say you do break through, right? Step one. You're probably gonna run right into resistance. And then we start looking for that retest. That gives you at least a higher probability of making a move through. Right? Because it's about taking liquidity on both sides. And the way I see it is kind of like chopping a tree. More times you chop the tree, what happens? The more likely to fall. So this would be the area that I would probably be looking for. And that's about 87 to 85, which is going to be resistance right here in the near term. But if you do get that push through, breakout, retest, looking for that continuation. But a couple things to think about here. If you do look at that, one, you're getting that retest, cool. All right, that is about a 4% move. That is not bad, especially if you're using 3x leverage. You know, something along those lines. Wouldn't really recommend anything more in terms if you're newer at trading. But that's giving you a 12% return on a single trade. That's actually really, really good. A lot of times when I say, hey, take your singles, you know, just hit singles. That's the way to conservatively do it. And then you could look again, you just look for the breakout retest. Like, so what does that look like? We'd have to take this off here so I can demonstrate. But like, there's ways to do this where like you can be kind of conservative here. So you come down, you look for that retest, and then boom, you take your TP, and then you start to see this ascending level of support develop, right? And then ultimately it breaks through, comes up, see a rejection, and then boom, you get another opportunity. All right, so you will see this a lot. Now, it doesn't always play out this way, but you do see it quite a bit. And again, there's some things that can line up for you. Bitcoin, obviously, a North Star. Go ahead and look at like the OI, CVD of Bitcoin, you know, as your North Star. And if you're seeing those things align, then there's an opportunity, right? Like, this is kind of the conservative play for me. Now, a couple ways to skin the cat here. Let's talk about that. Risk management, things of that nature. How can you play the game? And what I'm talking about right here, a little bit of ascending level. There it is right there. Right, so ascending level of support, horizontal level of resistance. It's one of the few things I like in terms of pattern recognition. I do like the ascending triangles-ish, more so than, I don't do bull flags, I don't do bull pennants. We've talked about that way too many times on this channel. And they're very, very easy to distinguish if they're going to break down or not. And that really has a lot to do with open interest in CBD. But looking at this, these do have a penchant to break to the upside. You see it quite a bit. And so if you, all right, so let's talk about this. One, you can full TP. I'll say me. All right, can't say you. I would likely full TP here, personally, because I'm a scared little baby and I'm very conservative. I've learned my lesson way too many times where it just retraces, come back, and at some point, like, I've moved like my stop loss to entry, comes back, takes my stop loss out, and then I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn it, it broke through, it did what I thought it was going to do anyways. So I would likely full TP here. That's just me, because I take singles. All right, and then the other option that you could look for, if like you really think like, hey, you want to stay in this and continue to push that to the upside, if you really believe in that, you could take it, but you would have to wait, in my mind, wait for it to break this level here, or I would have to let it break about 92, and then at that point, moving the stop loss to entry. Okay, so you have a very prominent level where you're likely to see resistance. To move the stop loss to entry before that opens it up to getting hit. Because you could see actually a full pullback all the way back down to where your entry is. Like, I've seen it over and over again. I've learned the hard way. But if you do get a push through, then that kind of opens up the door. You're like, okay, stop loss to entry, cool. And that would be a way you could ride it up as well. And then if you break the next area, like, it's a way to kind of ladder in and just continue to take, I won't say take profit, but lock in profit along the way. That's a way that you can kind of stay in the game if you so choose. Not really my way of doing business anymore, though, personally. I've played that game. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it works great because you can really get some runners. You can also take, you know, a portion off the table, right? You can have a TP1. You can have a TP2. You know, so there's a few ways to really execute risk management within these trades. I've just kind of gotten to the point where, like, I don't like playing that game anymore. Like, I rather just take the conservative way out and be like, hey, cool, we hit my level, we hit my TP, live to fight another day, and we'll see what it does after this. And I don't have to go to sleep worrying about a trade. You know, I don't have to go to work worrying about a trade. Like, I can just get in, get out, and look for the next one. You know, I don't have to be around the computer. You know, if I miss this, I miss it. It's cool. There's going to be a trade that opens itself up. I'd say at minimum every 2-3 days at worst, a trade will present itself on an intraday basis. At worst. If you're scalping, a whole different ball game. You got things all day, every day, especially in crypto. But for me, you know, looking at some of these key levels, identifying those areas, that's kind of a big part of the game for me. Let's see here. Let's go back to the chart real quick. We got Deborah in the house. What up to you? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. You know what we haven't checked on? I think you guys are short. What are you at? Just sitting about even, down 1%. This is the Daily Degen, if you guys don't know. Welcome to the show. I give you guys the audience opportunity to vote, whether we go long or short, and I don't even do any TA. all on you. It's all your fault if I lose my money. I blame you. Yeah, you guys actually won yesterday, though. I think you won. I think you were up like 10% for the show. So, well done. Golf clap. Good job, good job. Let's see here. Let's go back to the chart. You know what I haven't looked at in a while is gold.
I love gold.
Haven't used that in a while either. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. 45. Looking a little weak-ish. Losing a little luster, huh? You don't hear people talking about it as much. Retail's not as excited. Don't get that FOMO where people can dump it on your face. Now, one thing to take note about with gold is Asia, specifically China, has been buying a metric F-ton of gold, right? That's part of the way that they're backing their currency when they're making these deals with other countries to get away from the dollar. They're trying to get away from the US dollar. And one of the ways they're doing that is with gold. And what they'll do is they'll keep the gold in the country that's using the yuan as kind of that collateral. Yeah. Yeah. But right now you can see the flip. You can see the flip on the daily here. So indicator is working for that one. You did have a nice move down with a little volume there. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? That got bought up though. Look at that, man. Order block presented itself at 4,200. Nice wick out of that area. I'd probably be keeping my eye on that right now, around 4,200. Seems to be an area that you could get a little bounce out of, but not gonna fight the trend. Definitely not gonna fight the trend, right? What do you see developing right now? Series of lower highs. So if you're looking at, potentially taking a position on gold, then 4,200 would probably be a nice little spot to see a bounce, but then you're staying within the structure of the move. Very important, all right? You'll hear me talk about that a lot of times. If you're taking a long position, right, it's basically your more mean regression, right? You're saying, hey, we're gonna go back up, to where the structure's kind of presented itself, but within this channel that's developing as well. So kind of see that, right? Oh, that's not what I wanted. Delete. Here we go. Got a phone call. Can't take that. Sorry, fam. Here we go. So you got this little channel that's kind of presenting itself, right? So just understanding, hey, you want to stay within that. So 4,200, potential bounce up to, I would say, where the structure is. Your moving average is going to continue to work its way down. Again, a 7% move is nothing to sniff at. That's a really good trade. You could honestly, at this point, knowing that you're kind of losing the moving average and you're kind of towards the top of this channel, I would kind of lean towards, us actually pushing down to that 4,200 level right now. Interesting enough, though, that the Z-score is showing a flip. It did get, would that be oversold? Yes. All right, so that's what these little diamonds are. So Trend Reaper, kind of showing you, and that's tough. Yeah, I'd probably stay away from the short, only because it's just showing me something a little different. Look at last time, presented itself, boom, went up. See, presented itself here, boom, went down. Now it's kind of doing it right in the middle. So that gives you a little hesitation to be like, why are you doing that? So yeah, probably stay away from the short. Ultimately, I do think this is resistance, but 4,200 probably looks like an area that you can see a bounce for gold. Let's see here. Do we have, let's do a fib retracement level. Let's do it off this order block here. Boom. And that puts you down at the 0.786. I like that a little bit better. Getting down to 0.786. Got an order block. Little move there. Let me... What is that? What would that be? 5%? Okay, still not bad. That's right off the 0.786, by the way. Make that a little bit bigger. I'm actually going to take a picture of that one as well. I don't trade gold all that often, but I'm trying to diversify a little bit. Take a picture. Take the picture, Mike. Anybody know that reference? Let me know in the chat if you know that reference. Where he says, take the picture, Mike. It's obscure, so you have to know this series of movies. There's multiple. I say there's like 4 of them. I'll give you a hint. Martin Lawrence. There is one scene that's it's pretty funny. All right, download image. Cool. Friday? Nope. Nope. He says take the picture, Mike. It's got Martin Lawrence. I'll give you another hint. Another hint. It's got Will Smith. If you guys can't put this together, then Bad Boys 2. There it is. Dude, one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. So I can, me and my buddy, we would literally have conversations, and it was like Bad Boy 2, like quotes, and like that's how we would communicate. It's hilarious. Cool. Let's see. Let's check on the old 2-bit. Guys are down 2.48%. You know what's crazy? You want to talk about a lack of movement? Just real quick. We've been live for what, like almost an hour? And this is a 40x. This is a 40x play. And it's down 2.48%. Talk about no movement. And you guys wonder like why I don't scalp during this time. There's just not a lot going on, man. You know, I was doing a show with Crypto Keeper. It was Trade Wars. And we were like trading at like this time. And it's like we were all like beating our head on the desk because we had to scalp, and we had to scalp within like an hour and a half. And it was freaking hard, man. So like I got to the point where like I had no choice. I was like all in like every time. But I mean, obviously with stop losses and like leverage was like 20x or something like that. But I was like, the only thing I can do is put like a heavy amount into the trade because like you weren't getting enough movement. Like we were getting like so excited whenever there was like a big candle. We're all like, yeah, it's pulling back there. Come on, Betty. Let us close this thing in the dub. Let's get a dub here. We got 1 minute. 1 minute to be winners. It's like watching a horse race. Speaking of which, anybody see that horse race? The Kentucky Derby? Homeboy came from like last, maybe second to last, I don't know, but it was crazy. I have never in my life, I haven't watched a lot of horse races, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I have never in my life seen a gap like that get filled. Like it was crazy how far back he was. Like it wasn't even a consideration that that horse had a chance. Like zero consideration. But sure enough, pulled it off. Come on, Betty. All I'm trying to do is just close this in the green. That's it. That's the way we want to end the show. Is just give us a little green. You know what I mean? Nope. Doesn't want to play nice. It says it wants to go right down to your entry, and that's where it wants to bounce because Biddy is being an a-hole today. Again, this is just Daily Degen, not how I trade. Just a little bit of fun. Making sure that we have a little bit of crowd interaction. But come on! Give us green! And pull this down. Right here. Actually, let's do this. So we pull that down. Maybe it'll go chase it now. That'll be some incentive to move the price, right? All $5 of it. But let's look at... Let's go to market terminal real quick. We're going to wrap this up here. I just want to look at this on the 1 minute and see what we're seeing here. All right. Looking at CVD and open interest. I'm just trying to do a little trend analysis real quick on the 1 minute. ultimately, CVD is still working its way up. Open interest argument to still working its way up as well. So, yeah, that's probably going to close out. I would say probability is that that thing just... We'll see. We'll see. Could get a turn, but right now, trend for CVD open interest still kind of working its way up. I would say the odds are not in your favor, but you don't, you don't know. You don't know. I mean, there's a little hope right here. Even though the trend's kind of working its way up, it is like just that's actually a lower low. Just small bit of hope. Small bit of hope. The 1 minute's very volatile, by the way. So don't get too wrapped around it. Don't get too excited. There it goes. There it goes. All right, I think that should close that out. Yeah? Maybe? No? No, not yet. All right. I'm done fiddling with it. I'm just going to let it go. If it closes out, it closes out. All good. It's just the daily degen. And what would we lose? Like 11 cents? You guys are going to break me. I don't know if I can do this show anymore. I can't carry on. Oh, speaking of which, yo, I don't know, like, if somebody watches this show that's got a couple bucks, but I do want to say thank you. Somebody was trading under one of my affiliate links under BitTunix, a large sum of money. I don't know who that person is, but I want to say thank you because they made a rather large trade. And hey, the way it works for us as content creators, we give out the affiliation links, right? And like for me, like I give away 20% of my commission. Somebody actually used it, and it was nice, man. It was a nice little gift yesterday. So I just want to say thank you. If you are watching, whoever you are, I don't know who you are. Say thanks, right? Show a little appreciation. But that being said, I am going to go ahead and wrap it up today. Much love to you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for dealing with me and my rants. But I hope everyone has a great day. Be safe out there. As always, trade safe. Be safe. I'm out.
When you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.